What's going on, everyone? We had a crazy start to the Monday. Hoping the rest of December is gonna be like this, and we can make some good profits and spend a nice Christmas. So a lot of stocks in play, and I traded a lot of different tickers today. Small losses, and the winners are a lot bigger than my losses. So both long trades and short trades. So the first trade on the day is KODK. I was more short biased on the stock. Even though they did have the positive news coming out saying that, it's okay for them to transition from making cameras to blockchain to now making pharmaceuticals. That was a new decision, but still the stock basically you can see gapped up almost 100% overnight, right? It was trading around 750s the day before, and we had a gap up all the way to basically $14-15. And if you look at the daily chart, it's been downtrending pretty much since the crazy run up in July, right? We had some nice spikes to $14 on this day. In September we went all the way to 13, and today when we gap up to those levels, that's the reason I'm looking more short bias on KODK. I had a small short at the open on these pop to around $13. I re-added here. Once that starts holding, I want to get out, right? Because this is also a stock that's very volatile. When it does squeeze, in the past it has actually halted up all the way to $2, $3, and on this crazy day in July, actually squeezed all the way to $60. Now, I'm not saying it was going to back to 50 or 60, but I just want to protect my downside in case it does break out to $15 or $16. So it was a loss first on the first short trade. Now around these levels where I scaled back in again, you can see I started small, 1360s, added around 14s, and added on this lower highs around 1370s, and the stock just dropped from there down to this level, $13. I covered some. I waited for a lower high over here to re-short it back. You can see even though we did spike back to 1360s again, we didn't hold that level. We just kind of dropped back down to 13s and 1250s, and once we crack basically the low of the day at that time, which is around 1240s, we cracked it, and it's basically game over for the stock. And that's what gave me the conviction to kind of hold it, because it was actually very heavy in the spikes, over here and over here. Technically, they're all lower highs. So that's my reason for holding this. And my biggest cover was here around 1170s. So at that time, I had, after the scaling in here and re-adding here, I had an average about 1330s. So that was a very nice cover around 1170s. I covered some more. I was all out here and here. So very nice trade on KODK on the short side. And the second trade for me is Tesla. So this one, I still have some position in the Tesla long. You can see Tesla pretty much, was trading around $600 pre-market. And then once we broke out, these large cap stocks are the ones that I do not hesitate to buy breakouts, because they tend to hold. You can see some on my other trades, MRNA as well on the long side. Basically, these are, breakout buys, and I'm adding on the dips. And they trade very differently from the small cap low floats. And that's why, if you're long bias, if you want to buy breakout, I would actually avoid trading a low float and focus on the larger cap stocks. Sure, you can only buy less shares, but they are a lot more predictable. And even with just 50 shares, when they move $1, $2, that's still decent money to build your account. And I actually talked about this in one of my videos before. I'll link that below. But large caps and small caps, the best account builders, in my opinion, are the large cap stocks. So Tesla, I longed, first long was around 610, and I added up here around 616s. So that gave me an average about, after the add, about 613, 614s average. And when it does break out to new all-time highs, it should keep on going higher and trend up higher. Given that Tesla, it's a little bit more expensive. Obviously, I'm not going in full size right away. I want to build a position. And once this keeps on trending higher, that's what I added here. My first sell is over here around 624s. So I'm out most of Tesla. I still have a small position left. I kind of want to leave it and see where it goes. At this point, my average is down here around 618s. I want to see where it can go by the end of it today because the chart is bullish. We'll see. But I took most of the profit over here around 624. As you can see, it moved all the way to almost 330s after the sell, but that's okay. That's because I was also trading a couple other tickers at the same time. So the other very nice long trade was actually MRNA. Now, usually you guys know I like shorting MRNA, and I did have a scalp short over here. But the biggest trade on the day was actually MRNA on the long side for me. You can see on the daily chart, even though we had a massive sell-off from last week, which I shorted, and then I got squeezed the second day, I lost on the short. And today we're actually gapping up. We're holding around the 155s area. You can see on the daily some small support of 152s, 155s. Once it starts consolidate, you can see I didn't trade it at all in the morning. Once it starts consolidate around 940s, I took a starter long. I want to see if it is gonna break out to pre-market highs. And remember, breakout buys on large cap stocks, generally speaking, right, also depends on the amount of breakout, daily chart, etc. But these are the charts I don't hesitate to buy the breakouts. And I added here, once the breakout successfully holds the previous levels, I added here around 156s. So after these two adds, I had an average about 155, 60s. So pretty nice. Sold into the first push around 157, 60s, but I was holding the majority on the long side for MRNA. I really wanted the 160s level, which, we almost hit that. You can see after we added here around 158, we almost hit that. The high of the day at this time was 159.93. So I missed it by 7 cents. But once the lower high starts setting in and we get some wick candles over here, that's why I, took most of my profits and I stopped out all along around 158. But I'm very happy about this trade. Even though I usually make more money on the short side on MRNA, this is a very nice long setup, and it's one I'm very comfortable with. And actually, if you look at the trade from 156s, got some very nice move to 158, 159s. It did go all the way to 160s later, but I'm already out of the trade. There was no way I can hold through this kind of drastic pullback from 159 all the way to 156. But very nice trade, and I tried to scalp it short over here. You can see I didn't make it that far. When I scalp this trade on the other side, basically I was long, and when I'm scalping short, the position sizes are a lot smaller, just because usually when I do both sides of the trade, I only do better on the first trade. So I know that about myself. So when I do these scalps, I'm sized down. I'm kind of bailing a lot sooner, you can see. And that was a good call. So MRNA, very happy about this trade. The other stock that I didn't do as well on, but exactly the same setup, is the PLTR on the long side. And this one, I was also focused on KODK, Tesla, and MRNA. So when I have a lot of times when I have too many positions at the same time, I can't manage all of them well. Even with all the screens, I still prefer to focus on just one or two trades at a time. So PLTR, the long trade did end up working well and went all the way almost to $28. But unfortunately, I didn't stay in it for that long. You can see my first starter pretty much lost starter size. I'm okay with that. It was also around the same time MRNA was breaking out. So I got stopped out for a small loss and went in long again around 25.80s, saying that, okay, we're kind of, holding prior highs. We're trending higher. I added here, obviously, after seeing how fast this dip got bought back up, and then we got a nice breakout to 26.70s. And, my stop was definitely set too tight on this. You can see, we pretty much, stopped me out, made a higher low, right? This low is higher than this low. And then we just kept on trending up. exact same setup as MRNA, but I didn't have the patience for this one. But it's okay. But so this one turned out to be, believe it or not, a tiny loss. I think I lost like $50 on this, so it's okay. But still, the risk management was there, the trade planning, the process, and it did end up working out. I just wasn't around for it to work out. Too much things and too many trades going on today. Now, this is like, what, the 5th ticker I traded? BLNK. So this is a lot of things going on today. BLNK was all short for me. This one was kind of, gapping up with the rest of the electric vehicle stocks, and we're kind of going parabolic from $24 all the way to 27s, almost $28. I was short, and I did lose money on the short side early on. You can see I scaled in here, and then added some more, thinking that, okay, we're gonna see some nice reversal. When I'm trading these electric vehicles, I'm kind of watching the bigger electric vehicle names like Tesla and NIO. At the time, they were slightly pulling back. That's why I was thinking that, okay, we might get a flush move on BLNK. I was looking for this move over here. It didn't happen. So I stopped out break even and a small loss on BLNK over here, here, stopped out, loss on the first short side. But over here, once it starts, breaking the trend, you can see I got in on lower high short again from 27.50s. That's also around the same time Tesla is rolling over. Small, right? For Tesla, that's a small pullback. But basically, I'm just shorting the followers. So once this lower high set in, I got in shorts around 27.50s. We got a very nice flush move. I didn't even have time to add down to 26.90s, and the low was 26.50s. So I'm also very happy about this trade. That's the whole point about, cutting your losers small, keep them small, and go back in once the thesis is right. So even though I did lose over here on the front side, once confirmation of the lower high sets in and I go in short, that's where I'm comfortable holding for the big move. So you wanna remember, you wanna be wrong small and for a shorter period of time. And when it starts working, you wanna make sure your wins are bigger than your losses. And that's how you survive in this game. So this is the last one I'm going to go over, but I did trade a couple of other stocks. But when there's bigger plays and more high probability setups on the large cap stocks, I actually don't focus on these third small cap plays like OBLN, TMPX, those I scalped on the side. But I use the majority of my exposure, the size and the share sizes on the larger caps that we just went over. So this one is pretty much a small scalp size trade. Shorted the lower highs, not higher lows. Lower highs on OBLN once we got the spike move to $3. Once it made a lower high, I went in short. Just to me, this is just a small scalp. From 270s down to 240s, 235s, 250s. So side trade on this. But again, my focus is still on the large cap plays at this time. So before we move on to the Q&As, I want to introduce you to this Christmas tree. So obviously it's a fake tree, but this tree is actually over 11 years old. I think we got it within the first year or two after immigrating to Canada from Taiwan. So this tree has been with me for a long time and it's still in perfect condition. This tree, we actually got it on clearance, 50% off on Boxing Day. So, when it was original price, it was $60. And at the time, $60 now is still a lot of money, but at the time, back in early 2000s, $60, it's a lot for, a low income family to afford. So we waited. What we do, me and my mom do, what my mom always does is we wait for Boxing Day for these kind of things to go on sale, 50% off. Oh my God. Wait, do I? Okay, stop cutting onions. But, oh my God. I don't want to be that YouTuber who cries in front of the camera. So lame. And I'm very grateful for where I am today, but I've also worked very hard to get here. And both of these things are just constant reminders and really motivation for me and hopefully for you too, that as long as we do what we love, what we're good at, and we put in the hard work and time into it and stay positive, you know, the sky's the limit. Okay, sorry for that little spiel that nobody asked about. Q&A time. Okay, first question is from Kishore Mystery. I'm sorry if I butchered your name. I'm so sorry. Please correct me in the comment section if you see this. I watch your videos all the time. My question for you is, at the end of the year, how do you report your profit and loss capital gains? Do you trade under C Corp, S Corp, LLC, or any other entity? So I'm in Canada, so first of all, you know, so how things work in the US might be different. But, you know, you should always get an accountant to do it for you. So, you know, my trading in Canada would be business income as basically a self-employment business. And I actually have somebody who go in and individually calculate each trade because a CRA is. So in Canada, these are not capital gains. They are basically self-employment business income taxed at full marginal rate. So at this point, it's probably like 50%, 55% haircut on all my profits. So that's in Canada. In the US, I don't know how things work. You know, I made a video going over just a general sense of the taxes, not tax advice. I don't know anything in US or Canada for the taxes. I'm not an accountant. But you can check out both of those videos for some opinions. Again, talk to a professional. So next question is from Eddie. He's asking if he should increase his position size. So the answer to this question is gonna be, it depends. Do you have a setup that you're consistently profitable at, where you lose one, but when you make profits, you make 2 or 3 or even more? Do you have that? So if the answer to that is yes, then yes, you can consider, you know, increasing your position size. But if your P&L curve right now looks like this, you know, then I would not increase position size. Because if you cannot consistently trade with, you know, let's say 100 shares, you will not be able to trade with 1,000 shares. So until you get that risk management down and that setup that you're good at, I wouldn't do it. But if the answer is yes to both risk management and also the 1 or 2 profitable setups you have, then yes, I will look into slowly increase your position size. And right now Tesla is at 635. We'll see how high this goes. Thank you guys. I know, sorry for that little spiel and that, you know, on my immigration story. But if you're an immigrant, you know, it doesn't matter whether it's from Asia, South America, or anywhere else, Europe. If you're an immigrant, comment and let me know in the comment section below. Immigrants are some of the hardest working people I know.
Immigrants, we get the job done.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any more questions, feel free to let me know in the comment section below. And I'll see you guys next time. Hey guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and the bad jokes. If you want to see more day trading content, make sure to subscribe and follow me on Twitter and Instagram for more. If you'd like to trade with me daily and get my free weekend watch list and trading journal, make sure to check out the links below for more resources. Stay green, stay positive, and I'll see you guys next time.